Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the first day of the challenge. Yay! I'm letting everyone in and then we'll get started. Good to see you all. Come on in. Hello, hello. Yeah, in the chat, let me know where you're calling in from. And love to see that so everyone can see we got people from all over the world, I'm sure. We always do. So let us know where you live, where you're calling in from. And I see a few of my Brits here. Love to see my Brits. I see someone from the Netherlands here. So great. Let us know in the chat where you're calling in from. I see my diehard challenge people that are always here, that have been here for every challenge. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is our third year of doing the challenges, and they're really fun. I love them. This is my favorite part of the year. All right, I am going to talk and also be aware of people coming into the room so I don't forget anyone. I just give everyone just another minute to hop in here before I start. There is going to be stuff for you to do every day, so make sure you have something to write on. Take notes on. We will be sending out this recording. So if you missed something and you want to go back and watch the recording, and if you are not here today but watching the recording, yeah, hello for you guys that are watching the recording. But all of you will get the recording. So if there's something you're like, what did she say about blah blah blah, you can write that down. I'm probably going to go over. Oh, look at Oh, I love seeing some of these people that are hopping in here. I'm probably going to go over a little bit today. There are going to be days where I'm going to stick strictly to 30 minutes because for you guys that are on here that are in our business reboot class, which is on Friday, we will start a half an hour late. We'll start as soon as the challenge is over for you guys that are in that class. So we will go off and then we'll come back on for the business reboot class for you guys that are in that class. I'll send out an email to remind you. Oh, I need to make a note of that probably. All right, good. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to keep an eye out on people trying to get in the door as I talk to you. So welcome to Book Your Dream Role Challenge. This is day one. We are going to be going for the next 2 weeks. Just so you know, we are going to have a catch up to the challenge class on Saturday, same time. So if you are listening to this and you didn't get a chance to attend all week, but you're listening to the recordings, or you guys are here and you have friends that you're like, oh, my friend would really enjoy this, but he wasn't able to make it, or she wasn't able to make it, tell them to come on Saturday. It's at 1 p.m. It's called Catch You Up to the Challenge. So basically, I'm going to be talking to everyone, and make sure you're muting yourselves if you're doing stuff. So all you guys mute yourself in case you're doing stuff, because we can hear shit. Okay. So what I'm saying is Saturday is at 1 p.m. and it's really an opportunity for you to ask me questions. I'm going to take questions every day, but I'm not going to be able to get to all of you every day to answer your questions. And so Saturday is a time for you to come and maybe catch up to the assignments we've had this week. If you've missed out or you feel like you didn't really do the challenge, come on Saturday. It's at 1 p.m. We will not meet on Sunday, and then we'll meet again all next week. And so that's the first thing I want to tell you. The second thing I want to tell you is on Sunday, March 3rd, we do have an event called Accelerate Live, which is like 11 to 4 p.m. It's a whole day event. And you are all invited to come to that event. A lot of you already have tickets for that event. If you want to find out more about that event, we will let you know in the emails that we send out. Okay. All right. I'm going to hop in and start right away. So the first thing I want to say to all of you is it doesn't matter where you are in your acting career. I'm going to say that again. It doesn't matter where you are in your acting career. There are people on here that have no credits, that are just starting, and there are people on here that have a lot of credits. So I just want you to, I'm going to be giving you all homework to do every day. I'm going to give you an assignment to do. You're going to take that assignment and you're going to post it in the I Love Actors Facebook group. If you have not joined that Facebook group yet, then please go join it. It's called I Love Actors. Go join that Facebook group, because that's where you're going to post your homework every day. You can write your homework on a post, or you can do a video. Some of the things we're going to ask you to do a video about, but you don't have to do a video. You can write it in. And we will be on there looking at your homework and talking about it and giving you feedback as much as possible. The people that will be giving you feedback are myself and Scott Cargill. Scott Cargill is our other coach at Actors Fast Track. So if you don't know, the people that are putting this challenge on is this company, Actors Fast Track. That's my company. I'm the founder. My name is Valerie Hubbard. I'm a working actor. My credits include Castle Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., How I Met Your Mother, Resident Evil Extinction, True Blood, American Horror Story, Glee, every Disney show, tons of theater, commercials, video games, voiceovers. I've been working as an actor my whole life, and I've been helping actors get to the next level of their career, wherever they're stuck, whether you're stuck in co-star land and want to get to guest star land, or always recur on never series regular, or have a good agent, know you need a really great agent. We have a 5-step system that we put all our clients through, and we get them in the right rooms, meeting the right people, and finally into the career of their dreams. And if you wish you had those problems that I just mentioned, you are also in the right place. So I want you to leave your ego at the door. If you have a lot of credits and you think, well, this stuff is remedial, I don't really think it's right for me. No, because a lot of you might have a thought about the way the business is, and maybe that you're going to get a new idea that's going to help you get unstuck. So whatever the assignment is, because they might seem very simplistic in the beginning, the assignments that I'm going to give you, I want you to take a look at it. Even if it seems like, oh, I know that, or I don't need that. I want you to like forget that and really just do the assignment and ask yourself these questions. One of the ways that you're really going to succeed as an actor and just in life in general is to look at everything with a new set of fresh eyes, right? And leave the jaded, I know that, at the door, right? And always try to leave that at the door, because the person that is excited to be on set, even if they've been on set a million times, and to work and to do the work, is the person that I want to work with. And I know it's the person that most people want to work. All right. So make sure that you really, and you guys make sure you mute yourself so we don't hear you. So make sure that you really come at this with a new, fresh set of eyes. Okay. All right. So what I want to so the homework today is I want to know what you want. I want to know what you want in your acting career. I want to know what you really, really want. Like, what is the thing that you want? Like, if I could wave a magic wand over your head, what is that thing that you think about? What is that thing that you want in your career? Because if you don't, like, if you tell me, I'm going to go on a vacation, and I'm like, okay, hop in the car. Where are we going? And you go, oh, I don't care, or I don't know. It's going to be really hard for you to get there if you don't know where you want to go. So the first thing is always to identify what you want. And there's a lot of, like, for you guys that meditate, and maybe have a meditation practice, I know that in meditation, if you listen to Deepak Chopra or anyone like that, they always tell you to go in your heart center and ask your heart, what do I want? Right? Wait. And I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I ask myself, what do I want? I'm like, I don't know. Or like, what's your dharma? They ask you that in meditation a lot. Like, what are you supposed to be doing with your life? What is the thing that you want? A lot of times when I would ask myself or my heart what I wanted, like nothing would come up, right? Like nothing would come up. And I'd be like, okay, what is that make me stupid or not do it? No. It's like I think you have to we I think as children, often we know what we want. But then as we become adults, and we figure out life, a lot of times we're disappointed. We don't feel like we get the thing that we want. And often we don't feel like we get the thing we want because it didn't happen the way we thought it was going to. Maybe you guys went to a big acting school and you didn't get a good agent after that. Or maybe you had a meeting with an agent and you thought, this is it, I'm going to get this agent and they're going to start to get me auditions, and they didn't sign you. Or maybe you got the agent and then they didn't do anything for you. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that. And so then when that happens, then you're like, you lose a little bit of that faith, a little bit of that childhood hope, right? A little bit of that dreaminess that you have about whatever that dream is for you as an actor. You lose that. So I want to know what you want, and it could be what you want right now. Maybe you want a great agent. Maybe you want to book your first co-star this year. Maybe you want to be a movie star. Maybe you want to be Margot Robbie. Maybe you want to be Ryan Gosling. Like, what do you want? So I really want you to sit down tonight with a journal, answer that for yourself, and then I want you to post it. And if you don't feel comfortable posting it, if you feel like, I don't want to share my dream, my want, I don't want to share that with these people, I don't know them, that's okay. You don't have to do that, but do the exercise, because I want you to start to get used to asking yourself what you want. Because when you know what you want, you're more likely going to get it. Right? So start there. That is the first assignment for the challenge. All right. That is your assignment. Now, if you would like to ask me questions about anything about your acting career or whatever, raise your virtual hand. I'm going to take as many questions as I can, and we will go from that. Julia Garner's career is an ideal, isn't it? That's a great want. That's a great want. If you have questions, raise your hand. I'll keep talking if you don't. So I'm watching for raised hands. Something else I want to talk to you about is, oh, great. Jay Samuels, come on down.
Hey,
How are you
um,
feeling?
good. So I'm nervous because I had a stroke and it was a process with everything. And so I know in my heart, I want to be a movie star. That's my dream. Even now, like when everything was crumbling around me, I was like, I still, I still want to do that. And my question is, right now, reading is hard for me. Is it, should I still do this?
What do you want to make me cry right off the bat, Jay? I fucking love
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's just like it was it was it was like I can't when we talk, I will tell you everything, but right now I
Okay.
just want to if I can
Yes.
actually do this.
Yes, you can actually do this. I mean, I have so many stories for you. Kevin Anderson, who is someone I went to acting school with, who was on Broadway with Vanessa Redgrave and Orpheus Descending, who has a million movies under his belt. That man was blind by the time he was 24. He got cast in a soap opera where you have to memorize a script every week, every day. And, he had to find ways, and this is before the internet or, little great apps that we have now, that
Mhm.
he found that he found ways to do that. And then on top of that, after that, he had a bad motorcycle wreck that hurt his brain. And so
Wow.
I know tons of actors that have disabilities, whether it's in speech, physical, whatever, and the most important thing is that you do what you love to do and you want. So absolutely, Jay, you can
Okay.
conquer this. I believe in you. You have a strong spirit. You can for sure conquer this, and you can for sure find a way. And that will be, a lot of times when bad things happen to us, and we're in the middle of it, and we're like, some maybe even considering like suicide or something drastic because we're like, my life is over and why should I live anymore? The thing that I always remember, I always know is that every time I've had one of those things in my own life, if I get through it, it makes me a way better person. It's like God gave me that. And I know that's crazy to sound, but He gave me that
Mhm.
gift because I needed that challenge to get to the next level.
Yeah, I
And I
understand
did,
that now.
I know. And so it's sometimes when we're in the shit, we don't see the sunshine, but this is why it's more important for you than anyone here to be really clear about what is the dream, what do I want, what am I working towards, like make a freaking vision board, make a dream, put it out in front of you and work towards that. And
Right
you'll get
there.
and get on my calendar.
Yes.
Let's go. You live in my neighborhood. You don't live far. So let's go have coffee or, have Zoom coffee.
Okay.
I knew, I know what happened to you. Sarah told me, I know, but I've been meaning to reach out and I've had my own stuff
I
going on.
know.
Yeah. So yeah, please do. Okay.
I will.
Okay. I love you.
Love you.
Okay. Gracie.
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Maggie. I'm saying hi to my friend Maggie, who's on there too.
Maggie's amazing.
Oh. So, when you say, what do you want? I want several things and they're all complementary, but I find that chasing all of them gets a little daunting. I want to be on a sitcom. I want to do movies and I want to do musical theater.
Great. So,
So,
don't worry about the how or that it's daunting. Right now, I just need you to vomit out everything that you want.
okay. All right. And even though it's like different things that I want,
Yeah. So
I can
like,
ask them all.
yeah. So in business, we're gonna we do this exercise with my team where we meet once a year and we go, wouldn't it be awesome if, right? And we put out all these like dreams, like if we had this, if we had that, if we were able to fly to Cabo to, like we put out all this, even if it sounds crazy, we like, wouldn't it be great? And I know, and if and this that I know that we're never going to do everything. So I picked one or two that we're going to work on, one or two that seem viable. Um, Also, like when I used to go to retreats for my business, I would come home with like 4 sheets of ideas, right?
Mhm.
4 sheets of ideas. And if you look at all those ideas, it gets overwhelmed and then you don't take any action. Right. So what I would do is I would take a highlighter and I would highlight 5 things.
Yeah.
So that I was going to take immediate action on. So one of the things, Gracie, that I would say as an actor, it's like, if you want all these things and you're like, I get overwhelmed, that's people in general. Most actors are standing at the bottom of the mountain going, I want that. But the distance between this and that is the overwhelm that makes us get stuck in not taking any action.
Mhm.
So the first question, once we figure out what we want and we get into that, we start to get into that, then we also can ask smart business questions like, what is the quickest path to cash?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I live in New York and I'm really good friends with Daisy Prince, Hal Prince's daughter, right? Like, so maybe I'm going to start with music theater. Like, I have a really good voice. I live in New York. It's the mecca of music theater. So I'm going to start with that goal. Right? Or maybe I have a beautiful voice, a really sexy voice. And one of my things is I want to make money doing voiceovers. So we're going to start building that part of your business because you can't build everything at the same time. So it's often asking yourself, what do you think? One, what's the quickest path to cash? What's the thing you can book the fastest? Number one. Number two is what is the thing that I think like that I can do that might be something that I do forever? Like, I have a client who hired me initially to get on television, but she was doing well in voiceover. And so I said, well, why don't we continue to build that? Because if you build a voiceover career that's bringing in 6 figures a year, you can do that for the rest of your life. And then it will allot you to pursue other things. So why don't we take the time to build the voiceover thing because it's something that you want to do and you're good at and you already have traction in that. Right? So start with building the thing that you already have traction in, right? So, but right now that doesn't matter. Right now, we need to get clear about what you want, because again, we're told, oh, you can't have that. You're too old. You didn't go to the right school. You're not pretty enough. You're too fat. Like whatever you believe that's gotten in your way of you getting the thing that you want, like, right, like we need to identify that first and be okay with saying it out loud, like being okay with saying what we want. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Good, Gracie, welcome, and thanks Maggie for inviting her. Hi Eileen. Okay, so I want to say something a little bit about your business of acting. So we're really clear about that. I met an actor today who's got a really good voiceover career and he's got a bunch of different agents, right? And the thing that I said to him is like, because you're told if you want to be an actor, you have to get an agent. So let me first explain to you why that doesn't make a lot of sense. It would be like saying, I want to open a restaurant, right? Your acting career is like opening a restaurant. I want to open a restaurant, and all you were focused on was finding a manager for your restaurant. That doesn't make any sense, does it? No. First of all, you haven't built your restaurant. You don't know what kind of food you're going to sell. You don't know who's going to come to your restaurant. And all of those things, the only thing you're focused on is hiring a manager for your restaurant. And so the first person I talked to today was a young lady who didn't even have a restaurant, and she was looking for a manager for her restaurant, an agent, right? And I was like, no. First, you have to understand what your restaurant is, right? What your company is. You, as an actor, are an entrepreneur. If you want to just go out and do community theater and little indie films and not really get paid to be an actor, that's fine. But if you want to make a living as an actor, you have to think like a business-minded person and understand that business is the exchange of goods, services, properties, or ideas for money. That's what business is. So you, as an actor, entrepreneur, need to decide what your business is, So what you're going to be doing within your business. And if you're just starting going, okay, I'm going to open a business, I'm funny. I think that I could probably initially, to make money in my business, get into commercials because commercials are generally funny. So I'm going to get a really good commercial headshot. I'm going to find out who casts commercials in my area. I'm going to get a commercial agent. And then I'm going to start introducing myself to all the people that are involved in commercials. Right? That's a business plan. That makes sense. That's going to get you working. Or I'm funny and I live in California and I want to do TV. Great. So I'm going to get a really funny headshot. I'm going to be aware of all the comedy that's cast in Los Angeles, right? I'm going to find out who cast that comedy. I'm going to find out who produces that comedy, who directs that comedy. And then my job is to get them to know who I am. Because the only reason you aren't working as an actor is because they don't know who you are. So you have to get to where you're on a regular basis, getting them to know your product, right? So I know that if I need dandruff shampoo, I'm probably going to first and foremost think of Head and Shoulders because that's probably the leading dandruff shampoo in the world, right? Because they've told us we cure dandruff, right? So they've built a business, they've developed a product, they've put it out to the marketplace, and they've advertised to you so you know what you need if you have the problem of dandruff. They have a problem of needing a certain type of comedic actress. So if I have put out my fact that I'm a comedic actress to the people that are purchasing it, and by the way, casting directors aren't the people that make the buying decisions. So if you're just selling yourself to casting directors, you're selling yourself short. You have to sell yourself to the actual decision makers, the producers, showrunners, directors. If you're just waiting for an agent to get you a career, it's kind of like the slow boat to China. You can't do that. You've got to think about building your entire business. So right now, you guys have a business. Maybe it's in your head. You haven't made any money. You're just starting, or maybe you are making money, but you wish it was, you wish you were getting more acting work. So I'm asking you to identify what is the thing you want, right? So then you go, okay, once I know what I want, do I have the accoutrement, the headshots and the things to go get that thing? And then I go and get that thing. So that's what we're doing during these 2 weeks is so you can book your dream role. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, great. Does anyone have any other questions for me today about the homework? Any question is a good question. There's no dumb questions. If there is no dumb questions. So don't feel like, oh, I can't ask that. Right? Yes, Maggie.
I came in late, so I asked in the chat, is all we need to do for our homework this time is join I Love Actors? Or
Yeah. You're going to post in the I Love Actors group. If you're just asking to get in, let me let you guys in. Groups. I'm sure some of you guys just asked to get in, so I'll let you in. Yes, you did. Okay. You're in. Okay. If you just join the I Love Actors Facebook group, and post your homework in there. And the question is, what do you want? That's it for today. That's it. To post, what do you want? Yes, Erin. Hi, Erin.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You as well.
So I really love what you're saying about like taking the first step, like what you can do. So like, okay, so what I really want to do is do film and like make TV shows and be in TV shows. But I live in New York, and like what I'm doing right now, I'm also a singer. So like right now I'm doing like musicals, and I'm in an equity show right now. So I'm just wondering how to get from there into doing more TV stuff.
Okay, it's a great question. It's a very large question.
Okay.
The first thing is if um you want something else, you have to turn your focus on that something else. That doesn't mean that, do you not want to do musicals and theater anymore? Or do you want to add that to what you're doing?
I want to add that to what I'm doing.
Right. All right. So, and how much success have you had doing equity theater and that sort of thing? You're 22. I bet you're right out of college, right?
Oh, I'm 23. And yeah, this is my first equity show.
Okay.
And it's a short run, but yeah, I've done like non-equity work besides that.
Okay. Congratulations on your first equity show.
Thank you.
And so in most acting businesses, generally in most acting businesses, you have more than one stream of revenue. The first 20 years of my acting career was spent in New York, where I did regional theater, regional equity theater, and off-Broadway, that paid, and commercials. That's how mostly I made money. And then I started booking TV and movies, and I was like, oh, I really like TV and movies. And then I moved to LA and I spent 16 years, and I didn't do theater for 16 years. Mostly I just did TV and commercials and movies. So those were my different streams of revenue. So so what you're asking me is like, I want to set up these different streams of revenue that I don't have right now. One thing that I would say to you is if you want to continue to do theater, there's more work that you could do on that arena. And by the way, are you a mixed race?
Oh no, I am mostly Irish, but yeah.
You have a really good look. I love your look. It's like really interesting. So what I would probably say to you is like, that's great that you want to do film and television, but I would spend a little bit more time building out the theater because, Lord A pays $1,200 a week. Right. And so if you were making that as an actress, if you were making $1,000 a week doing a play, would that be good for you?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So since you already have action happening there, what I would probably say is like, rather than trying to go over here and open these streams of revenue right now, not that you can't, and I can definitely give you some recommendations to do that, I would recommend, Erin, that you work to grow that a little bit more.
Okay.
Which would only take, about a year's worth of work, really, to get to know all the artistic directors in the regional theaters, especially on the Eastern Seaboard. Do you have an agent?
I just ended a contract with them, so now I'm looking for a new one.
So maybe find a good theatrical agent that's going to cover you that has good regional theater, and maybe also does film and television, but to find someone that's really going to get you to start introducing yourself to every artistic director for every off-Broadway house in New York, right? To build that out. So, because I feel like you could book more of that stuff, you just need to put a little effort into it. You already booked an equity job. I would try to grow that since it's already growing.
Okay.
And get that delivering for you. Because let me tell you something. I have friends because I did the regional theater and off-Broadway circuit for 20 years. I have friends that have done it for 40 years because they spent 5 years doing that. And it's a very small world. So they just go from play to play to play to play. I went to see one of our clients in Harry Potter on Broadway, and my friend was playing her dad. I was like, oh my God. And these people have had a whole career just working as actors on stage. Now, they could go, okay, well, I want to increase my TV and film. How do I do that? I want to start that stream of revenue, right? But you're talking about, you already have this thing going, which in my recommendation, you should grow, And then you can go over here and use the leverage of that to grow TV, right? So think of it like this. I have different streams of revenue in my business that I want to grow. And so I would spend time on the thing that's already growing
Mm-hmm.
rather than, because this is going to take a lot of effort because you haven't done any TV and film yet, right?
No, not professional.
No, so you already got action happening here. I would go stay there, because that's, actors, we're creative. So we're like, we have 1,000 ideas and it's hard for us to keep focused on one thing. And that's a problem when it comes to business, right? So don't, back when one-on-one first started, it was monologues. And I used to have this monologue that I was so bored of. But like every time I did it at one-on-one, the casting director would be like, "You're amazing." And then they'd call me in for an audition. So it's like, even if you're bored, if that's working, you keep doing it. Right? If you find, so don't forget that. Like, don't forget that. And, and good. And that's a great question. But I would continue to grow that.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Michael, hi.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So I had a question. I'm currently working a lot overseas. I moved to America when I was a kid, and I started acting earlier over there. And it's still, I kind of have more momentum over there, and I'm trying to currently figure out how to do what I'm doing over there, but here in a different market, essentially.
Where are you?
I'm currently in LA. I'm in LA right now.
Oh,
And I live in LA, but I'm kind of on the line. And I
where
go
were
back and
you?
forth. I was raised in Israel, and I was born in Israel, and I go back and forth from there a lot.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about what's happening in your country. Okay. So, first of all, things have really changed. We're living in a global society much more than ever before. And people, there's a lot of work all over Europe and Israel and all kinds of places. There's a lot of work, right? So, putting people in your life that understand that is one of the things that I would really keep, like, when you're interviewing agencies or managers, that always have that question for them about, like, do you have, I'm a global actor, you should call yourself a global actor, and how, and looking for agents and managers that think like that is really important for you. Number one, someone that's like, okay, where are you right now? Okay, I'm gonna submit you for a role in Vienna, because there's stuff shooting in Vienna. Could you be in Vienna if I thought, like, getting someone that thinks like that, number one. Number two, it's like, wherever you are, be where you are and sell. You're super good looking. You're a good looking kid. So first of all, do you have representation?
Yeah, I do. I kind of went through, so I moved to the Bay Area when I was 11, and I went through an acting school over there, and I did a showcase, but I went through a couple different reps that it just didn't end up working out. And I think I'm now finally, I found somebody that I like, that I connect to, that I'm able to have those same conversations that you're describing. But yeah, so
did you go to Oak?
no, I went to First Take Acting. I don't know if you know that
I know,
school.
because like, what is it? Oakview, the famous one in the Bay Area where like Zendaya and all those people went to.
Oh yeah.
I just,
yeah.
because my client used to be the dean of that school.
Oh wow,
And
that's
now
awesome.
he has his own career. Like, so that's why I asked. Great. So you have an agent or a manager that you feel like gets that. Perfect. So then really your job becomes to start to build relationships with producers, showrunners, and directors. And you can enroll your agent or your manager and help doing that, right? So you got to be aware of what's happening out there. So if you're not, I recommend that you read Deadline every day to know what's out there. Pay attention to the people that had all the shorts and the features at Sundance, and the people that are you know, up and coming filmmakers, right? Because all of those people have not probably yet found their muse, right? And start to be aware of the people that you want to work with, and begin to find ways to introduce yourself to those people, whether it's in networking events, film festivals, handwritten letters, emails, LinkedIn, social media. There's a million ways to reach out to people. So begin to build your network of your customers, because yeah, they're ultimately your customers, right? And every serious actor has, you know, directors that use them over and over again, producers that use them over and over again, people that they have good relationships for. But so you're starting to look for those people. So don't be afraid of looking to do a good student master's thesis film at USC or AFI or Chapman. And because
I actually I went to Chapman briefly. I went to I have a couple friends over there, and I go back and forth a lot.
right.
I ended up dropping out, but it's a great school.
Yeah. So those are the people those are the places where you want to begin to build your network of your directors, of your producers, of your writers that you're going to work with, right? And begin to like build your posse. Like you have a team, the team is behind you. That's agent, manager, producer, publicist, stylist, lawyer, accountant, anyone that works behind for your company. You have that. And then you have the customers, right?
So
the customers of your business.
So how do I reach out without seeming like the customer?
How do you
Like
reach out to your customers? Well, hey,
well, like, yeah.
okay, so say Sarah, there's a director that you watched his film that won Sundance short or whatever, and you're like reaching out and you have an email for him. You found it on IMDb, or you Googled him and you found an email for him, right? Or Rocket Reach or whatever. And you want to send him something. You want to introduce him because you really like his work. So you say, hey, so-and-so director, my name is Michael. I'm a global actor. I've lived in Israel and I currently live in LA. I recently saw your film. I really loved it. I think I'm a right actor for the things that you do, and I just wanted to introduce myself to you. Below is in this email are my headshots and my reel and everything about me. Check me out. I look forward to working with you in the future, and I just wanted you to know who I am.
Mhm.
Okay? Because they're always looking. I mean, you guys, directors, producers, and writers would not have a job if it wasn't for us. They need us to tell their stories. And we need to be really clear about how we fit into the stories that people are telling. So all you're doing is you're taking your product and showing it to people that one, you want to work with, two, you fit into what they're doing. You fit within their style of what they're doing, right? So one of those two things, like, you know, and generally people go, well, I don't have anything to talk about. I haven't done anything. Well, talk about them, right? I just saw your film at Sundance. I just saw your film and I was really blown away by it. And I was blown away because of the story you were telling. And I feel like I want to be involved in telling those stories. So here I am. Here's my stuff. I would love an opportunity to meet with you, audition for you at any time. That's all. And you should never be afraid to do that, because they need you to do their job. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. So like, you guys, don't be afraid to do those things. Stay with me throughout this year. Don't worry, we will be talking a lot about pitches. We talk about pitches all the time, but it's not just about pitching, you know, video. It's you know, it's about it's just about building relationships. You know, people hire people they know. People hire people they know because they know they can do a good job. And so all you're doing is trying to get in front of the people that you want to work with. It's pretty simple as that. Okay, awesome. All right, so same, write down what you want, put it in the Facebook group. I will be back here tomorrow at 1 p.m., same time, same place. We will be ending our group call at exactly 1 tomorrow. We'll actually probably end about 5 minutes early for everyone on here who's a client, so we can hop back into the challenge afterwards. So if you guys will open the room right at 1 p.m. tomorrow, because we're going to be in the room doing something else with the clients tomorrow, and then we'll close that room down and then we'll open it up again and you guys can all join. So if for some reason you're here early and you get shut out, it's because I had to shut it down to bring it back up again for the challenge. And we will be going at 1 p.m. Eastern time again tomorrow, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. UK time. Love y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow and I look forward to seeing your homework. Have a good day.